Together we can, together we will, together we will strive our task to fulfill. And when we see what we've done for kids, won't it be sweet to say, together we did.
Okay, everybody want to take their seats? All right. Well, we'll get things kicked off here. First of all, thank everybody for coming. It's going to be a great afternoon honoring a great guy. We got I think a pretty good program put together. A little bit of fun, a little bit of seriousness, but in all, it should be a fun time to be together. So, first of all, it gives me great honor to welcome to all of you this special tribute luncheon for a truly remarkable man. Our dear friend and the longest serving member of the Kiwanis Club of Easton, Mr. Roger Connors. Now, since this is an official Kiwanis event, we need to start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we also need to sing God Bless America. And Roger, I think you probably should lead us in God Bless America since this is yours.
Give me the microphone. That's your first mistake.
Okay. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Very nice. We'll have a little bit of a program here to honor our good friend Roger. Induction of the honoree. I bet you're all wondering what that's going to be. So that's a big surprise. I've got highlights of Roger's 62 plus years, and there's interesting, we don't know for sure whether this is his 62nd or his 63rd anniversary. When you look at the Kiwanis records, it shows him as starting on January the 1st, 62 years ago. But we're not certain. So we're calling it more than 60, longest serving member of the club. So you think it's 62? Okay.
I can guarantee you.
Okay, all right, good. Thank you. Well, more on that to follow. Got some nice photos and little stories about Roger. Some comments from our members and some that have been sent in from those who aren't here. Family tribute by Doug. A little bit of a guest commentary, and then a presentation of a gift and plaque, and then a few words from Roger. Don't get nervous, Roger. Say what you like, as much as you like. And I said, we'll let you know when it's ready, when we're ready for you. All right. So now we turn to the real purpose of today's gathering, to honor and celebrate our guest of honor, Roger Connors. When I think of Roger, the first word that comes to mind is steadfast. For more than 6 decades, he has been a constant source of strength and commitment to this club and to the ideals of service above self. When I first joined Kiwanis over 40 years ago, I looked to Roger as a mentor. He showed me what it meant to serve with dedication, humility, and heart, and to be part of the business community in our fine city. And still, I consider Roger a mentor to this day. Not to find success in business, that's all over with, but I still look to him as a mentor to find success in life. I'll never forget one particular moment that brought this home. Roger asked me one day if my friend Bill, how was he doing? He had lost his wife a while before that, and Roger kind of knew Bill from his real estate. I think you sponsored Bill in his appraisal certification. He lost his wife, and all of a sudden out of the blue, Roger asked me, "How's Bill doing?" And that's Bill was not doing too well at that time, but not everybody remembers stuff like that, and it really struck me. It spoke volumes about the kind of man Roger is, someone who notices, someone who remembers, and someone who cares. But Roger's story begins well before Kiwanis. His father established Roger J. Connor's agency in Wilson back in 1929, a business rooted in real estate, insurance, and appraisals. Roger proudly carried that legacy on when he took over the agency, and today his son Doug continues to lead the firm. That makes 3 generations of Connors guiding the business, with 2 generations of Connors serving as Kiwanians. Service and integrity clearly run in the family. Roger is also a proud 1959 graduate of Bucknell University, where he earned his BS, BA. He truly is a proud Bison. And anyone who knows Roger knows how dedicated to Bucknell sports, cheering them on through highs and lows with the same steadfast spirit he has brought to Kiwanis. Some might say that following Bucknell sports requires almost as much patience and resilience as 63 years in Kiwanis. Upon graduation, Roger was commissioned as a 2nd lieutenant in the United States Army and signed to Fort Knox from 1959 to 1961, where he had the unique duty of guarding the nation's gold supply. Now, most soldiers come home and they talk about their marches and all their tough drills. Roger came home with the unique claim that while he was on duty, not a single bar of gold went missing. Clearly, even Uncle Sam knew that when you wanted to get something done or protect it for the long haul, you got to call the Connors. After active duty, Roger continued his service in the National Guard until 1968, retiring as a captain. A distinguished military career carried out with the same steadfastness and loyalty as every other part of his life. And of course, you can't speak of Roger without speaking of Carolyn. I really don't know exactly how Roger and Carolyn met, but maybe that's fitting. Some stories are too good, maybe too personal, too magical to be pinned down. What we do know is that it's been a long-lasting partnership filled with family, filled with friendship, and filled with plenty of laughter. In fact, I'm told that Carolyn even considered wearing her majorette uniform to the event today. Yeah. Alongside these accomplishments, Roger has always brought warmth, playfulness, and humor to everything he does. He's never been one to take himself too seriously, whether it was perfectly timed quips during a meeting or that mischievous grin that reminded us to keep things in perspective. Roger has kept us laughing while keeping us steady. That combination of steadfastness and playfulness is part of what makes him so beloved. We are so pleased to be joined today by Carolyn, by Roger's son Doug, Kristen, his daughter Karen, her husband Lon, and his daughter-in-law Robin. Son Don was unable to attend, but please send him our regards. Your presence reminds us that Roger's legacy isn't only in the Kiwanis or in business, but in the strong, loving family that he and Carolyn have built together. And it feels especially fitting that we are here in this historic Pompa Club, a place that Roger and Carolyn have long enjoyed as members. It provides a perfect backdrop to honor a man whose life has been marked by tradition, integrity, fellowship, and yes, plenty of laughter, and even a drink here or two. So I remember seeing back there a couple times. So, and once again, everyone, and especially welcome to our guest of honor, Roger and his family. We are truly grateful to be together today for this celebration. So thank you so much, Roger. We're glad to be here with you today. All right, so at this time I would like to ask President-elect Sue to come up and give the invocation, followed by lunch. Sue?
If you would bow your heads, please. As we gather today in fellowship, we pause to reflect on the purpose of our gathering. We are here to honor service, friendship, and the spirit of community that brings us together as Kiwanians. Today, we pay special tribute to our friend and longest-serving member, Roger. His dedication, leadership, and example remind us of the power of a life lived in service to others. We also welcome with gratitude his wife Carolyn, their children and family, those whose support has been such an important part of Roger's journey. May this meal strengthen our fellowship. May our time together be filled with warmth and gratitude, and may the example we honor today inspire us to continue serving with integrity, compassion, and joy. Let us be thankful for the food before us, the friendship around us, and the legacy of service that unites us. With gratitude, let us begin.
If you look at your agenda, the next item on the agenda is induction of the honoree. And so that was, we kind of put that on there and then decided we didn't really have any induction to do. So we had to come up with one. So anyway, since I'm the outgoing president, I thought I could do what I want to do. So came up with a proclamation for Roger. And Roger, you want to come up here? I want to read the proclamation to you. And
oh boy.
We will then present you with your honorarium here.
Thanks.
So, Roger, this is a proclamation to you from the Kiwanis Club of Easton. And it says, "Hear ye, hear ye. Whereas it has been duly noted that one Roger Connors II, gentleman of Palmer Township, Pennsylvania, did in the year of our Lord 1959 graduate with honor from the noble halls of Bucknell University, and whereas the said Roger Connors did thereafter don the uniform of the United States Army, and from Fort Knox did guard the nation's treasure so faithfully that verily not one single bar of gold was misplaced during his watch. And whereas he did then return to the family trade, guiding the Venerable Roger J. Connors Agency, established in the year 1929, and in so doing passed along a tradition of service and integrity that endureth now in the hands of his son Doug, and whereas he hath also devoted 63 years of steadfast labor, fellowship, and cheer unto the Kiwanis Club of Easton, wherein he hath shown himself both mentor and merrymaker, offering guidance with a warm heart and well-timed humor, and whereas his steadfastness, good humor, devotion to family, community, and the club have made him a model for all Kiwanians. Now, therefore, I, William Scott Fisher, President of the Kiwanis Club of Easton, being of sound mind with only 20 days remaining in my tenure, do hereby proclaim the creation of a new and most distinguished honor, the Roger Connors Distinguished Service Award. Be it further proclaimed that in recognition of his unmatched record of fellowship, leadership, and good humor, the first and rightful inductee into this role of honor shall be none other than the man himself and friend and mentor, Roger G. Connors II. Given under my hand this 10th day of September in the year of our Lord 2025 in historic Pomfret Club of Easton. Roger, congratulations.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So hopefully Roger will be the first of many distinguished Kiwanians, but it will be the Roger J. Connors Distinguished Kiwanian Award.
Thank you.
Kiwanis Club of Easton. And we also have a pin now. I'm understanding Bill would know this because Bill knows everything about Kiwanis. Once it gets to 60 years, they don't put the numbers on anymore. It's just like 60 plus. So anyway, this is your 60 plus pin, and I'd like to have the honor of putting this on you. Okay?
Thank you. Yeah. It's an honor. Appreciate it.
Where would you like it?
Well, wherever you can find anything.
Right here. Put that on there.
That's all right.
You like that?
That's pretty good.
It looks good.
Didn't stick me or anything.
There you go. Nice. Okay, congratulations.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Sit back down again. All right. I'll turn it over to Bill and Neil. We got a little bit of a slideshow here to see, so enjoy your coffee and enjoy your cake.
All right. Stay there.
Not used to having a podium with a light on it.
Oh, there's your dad. There's your dad.
Let's see.
His dad. That's his dad, too.
Can everybody hear me back there in the far end of the room? I don't have to stand here and hold another microphone. I'm
Yeah,
picking it
that's
up
my
the audio
mother.
over there for the video. And,
That's his father.
If I don't stick to my script, it'll be 10 times
I
longer.
heard a building. I know what it was.
Roger's got more years in Easton Kiwanis as a member It's only because he's a bit older than me. You decide later what the word bit means. Roger's father and my father were members of Eastn Kiwanis from back in the 1940s when the meetings were held at the Hotel Easton. So he and I are kind of Kiwanis brats. Roger Sr. was a fuel oil customer of Walter's Oil and a good and personal friend of my father. My father probably bought some of your dad's insurance. On the back of your program, you'll see a black and white photo. You can put the photo up. There you go. You'll see a black and white photo of Roger Sr. at the stem of the colorful tree. That's taken from a larger photo I have of an old Kiwanis event when Roger Sr., my dad, were in farmer coveralls. It was something to do with Northampton County farmers, as there were a couple of farmers in the Kiwanis, Eastn Kiwanis. Is that your mother alongside?
Yes.
I never knew, so. Roger, too, and I attended some of the Christmas parties from Kiwanis provided back in the Hotel Easton, probably multiple times, and I'm sure we saw Scalzo the Magician multiple times. We both remember Randy, our pianist, from meetings from way back then and into our years as members of Eastn Kiwanis ourselves. While Raj and I were not members back in the 50s and 60s, we do remember the various fundraising that was done by our fathers in Eastn Kiwanis. Peanut Day, handing out bags of peanuts on street corners in downtown Easton and accepting donations for the peanuts. Some clubs still do Peanut Day. This is the one that I've always liked, Gasorama Day. Kiwanis members pre-sold you a coupon worth $2 for gasoline at one of 6 gas stations in Easton on a particular day. Then Kiwanis members operated the gas pumps. The money was made basically on the coupons that were never turned in. But I'll let the 6-minute video show you more about the 60-plus years of Roger Connors, too, and membership in Eastn Kiwanis.
Cross your fingers. Together we can. Together we will. Together we strive this task to fulfill. The children are waiting. This we understand. We'll give our hearts and minds. Together we can. Come you leaders, no waiting for tomorrow. You are leaders of this moment, and there's work for you to do. Come you leaders, the reason you are chosen. People are depending on you. So take the job in your hands. Take the job in your heart. Take the job in your spirit. And it's time to do your part. Together we can. Together we will. Together we strive this task to fulfill. The children are waiting. This much we understand. We'll give our hearts and minds. Together we can. Strangers We began as strangers, and see how quickly we've turned to friends. So much of the world is strangers, strangers and enemies, and we come to do our work till strangeness will end. Together we can, together we will, together we strive this task to fulfill. The children are waiting, this much we understand. We'll give our hearts and minds. We've turned to friends. So much of the world is strangers, strangers and enemies, and we come to do our work till strangeness will end. Together we can, together we will, together we strive this task to fulfill. The children are waiting, this much we understand. We'll give our hearts and minds. Together we can. Together we can. Together we will. Together we'll strive our task to fulfill. And when we see what we've done for kids, won't it be sweet to say, together we did.
Thank you to our special projects manager, Bill, for putting that together, and Neil for operating that. Neil's becoming quite the technology guy here. We appreciate it. So anyway, nice, very nice tribute. At this point, we have just some remarks from some club members. I have one here from one of our members who could not make it, but who would like to start it out? Club members or anybody in the audience who might want to have a few remarks?
Let's play Janet's Messy.
Okay, that'd be good.
I need the microphone.
So this would be Janet Owen, who is traveling, but did send a message this morning.
Hi Roger, it's Janet Owen. We are in Iceland, and this is our last stop in Iceland, but we just wanted to take this opportunity, not only as a Kiwanian, as an Eastn Kiwanian, but as the Lieutenant Governor for Division 1718 in the Pennsylvania District. I want to take this opportunity to say how much we are in awe of your 60-plus service to Kiwanis and to the children of the world. We appreciate everything you've done, and we are so happy that Scott Fisher took it upon himself to make sure that you were recognized and honored on this occasion and during his year. So We love you. We appreciate everything that you do when you come out to work with us at Miracle League. We appreciate the invites to your home, the warm feelings we get from you and from Carolyn. We just can't say enough how much we appreciate your friendship and we appreciate your service. So thank you so much for everything that you've done and everything that you will continue to do. And we hope that you will have 20 plus more years of Kiwanis service. Looking forward to seeing you when we get home. We hope this day is a wonderful day for your family. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Okay, very nice message from Janet. Who else?
Janet.
Who wants to say a few words? Oh, sure, Kathy.
This isn't, I will do you later, but my girlfriend cannot attend. I want to see if you know who this person is. She was maid of honor in my wedding. And she and her family, which were all women, because her mother's marriages were not together. And so she said, Roger always gave a smile to me, my sisters, and my mom. Do you know who that is? And she met you at Good Shepherd Lutheran Church.
Oh, wow.
Her name starts with letter K.
Boy, you got me, I'll tell you. This is a quiz. Huh?
Think of the letter K, that'll give you your name.
Yeah, I'm trying.
K Richter.
Oh, yeah, okay,
And
yeah.
she was so disappointed that she couldn't come
But
today.
she's a fine person. I certainly
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
she's
you.
great.
Yep.
And my first husband said, she's our maid of honor, but I call her our best
Yeah,
maid.
okay, yeah. I remember her, yes.
That's K to a T. Yeah.
And thank you very much.
Who else wants to say something? There we go, Paul.
Yes, I have a story that came to me as I was thinking about this. This goes back to the year 2000. Roger and I served as security for the district convention that was held at Pocono Manor. And we happened to be playing a round of golf on this Saturday when the governor's dinner was going to happen. I don't remember who the other two gentlemen were that were in our foursome, but we started coming up around the latter holes towards the 18th hole, and Roger says, I hope we can get through this pretty quickly because my wife Carol is back at our room and she's going to raise all kinds of hell if I don't get there.
He did say that.
But it's something that clicked with me that he kept saying, I hope we can get through this pretty quickly because my wife is back at the room and she's expecting me to get changed around so we can make it to the banquet.
When I joined the Eastn Kiwanis Club, it was strictly an all-men's club. And Roger had been obviously there for quite a few years before I joined. I've been in the club for about 40 years now. And it was a lot of CEOs and doctors and lawyers and bankers. And I was a cop. I came, to the Kiwanis Club as a police captain. Roger greeted me as if I was, the President of the United States. He was so kind and generous with his time that your station in life did not matter. You were an Eastn Kiwanian, and that's all that mattered. So thank you, Roger, for all your
Thank you.
There you go.
I interviewed Roger and Carolyn for their 60th anniversary for an article in our newsletter. And they invited me into their home. The day it was cold. There was snow on the ground. I walked into their house. Sun was pouring through the windows. It was beautiful. And I had such a warm feeling, but I don't think it was completely because of the sun. I think it was because they were so welcoming. And they shared so many things about their meeting in 7th grade and their courtship and their, when they got married and everything. And it was just so amazing. And you know that with Roger and Carolyn, they're together. And that's why I'm including her in this, because it just was so beautiful. And so I asked them some questions. And I said, what qualities do you think it takes to have a good marriage? And they said, they both agreed, they both kept saying the same thing. They said love and trust and compatibility. And I heard about some of their trips, and I heard about all of you, the family, and how proud they are of you, and how much you all mean to them, you and your kids. And it was an afternoon I'll never forget. I'll never forget it. And then I asked them, what if somebody came to you and said they were having challenges? What would you say to them? And we thought a little bit. And it's okay to fail. It's okay to make mistakes when something happens. You have to be able to listen to that person's point of view, try to understand what they're saying, and then you just need to be understanding and trust and care. And I'll tell you, it was, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget that feeling of walking through and then seeing your dad's picture in your study and how much he meant to you and how we got you into Kiwanis. But you have longer time together than Kiwanis and Roger.
Here's a letter, Raj, from Ken Wildrick. Ken spends 3 months here, 3 months there, between Olympia, Washington, and here. He happens to be out there now, but he did send a letter. He says, I probably first knew Raj through Carolyn's and Lois's AAUW events. They attended many of those events, and we did too over a period of many years. He and Caroline have always been good company, companion in these and our various contacts. When I first met Raj, I was impressed with his enthusiasm and ever-present positive attitude. He's a guy that has a can-do attitude and a warm personality. When talking to Raj, you'll find he always has something interesting to say. He has many interests in story and observations, always told with a smile and a certain degree of humbleness, and often a laugh. He's been around the block a few times, as the saying goes, and aren't we glad to be the beneficiaries of that in Kiwanis. Raj's years of experience have brought perspective and savviness, along with his trademark humility. He is one of those people who thinks things through without a lot of fodderall and gets to the core of the issue with a common sense, showing sensitivity and understanding about issues and people. These qualities made Raj a role model for me during his long tenure as the president of the Kiwanis Foundation. His positive attitude and his commitment is inspiring. Raj is a great guy. He's been a great supporter of Kiwanis, both verbally and in action, as a leader and participant. He's still a cheerleader, an influencer, a happy trooper, and an example to us all Kiwanians. Bravo, Roger. Your friend Ken.
Thank you.
Okay, Doug, I think you're going to say a few words from the family, so I'll turn it over to you.
And first of all, I just want to thank Scott. He reached out several months ago, really quite a while. I know this has been in the planning for some time, and back and forth on things and getting a date together and things like that. And so, Scott, I just want to thank you on behalf of my family, their siblings.
My pleasure.
Thank you. So anyway, a lot of these comments, everything that you've said is spot on. I will say that. And so I'm not going to add to that. And Scott and I were talking before, thinking about what it might say. I thought, wow, there's a lot I could say here, but we only have limited time because, as many of you know, I worked with my father for 25 years or so, and Wednesday was always Kiwanis Day, and many times I would attend as a guest, his guest. And so I was there for a lot of these events that you've photographed and referenced and certainly familiar with. And I'm seeing a lot of faces today that I haven't seen people who, I know, playing golf with Walt Howe, probably 30 years ago, Walt, Ken Wildrick, or Dr. Wildrick, not here, Ken Hillman, just so many, Bill Walters being at your house for clam bakes. But a couple of things that you may not know or really predate a lot of this stuff. Bill, I remember going with my brother, and I think my sister was a little too young, but we being at those Christmas parties at the ballroom at the Hotel Easton. You know, I have vivid memories of that. One story I'll share, and that'll be it. But my father, I happened to find this the other day. My grandfather was president in 1951. Just stumbled upon that of this club, and my dad was 69, I believe. Correct? 1969, president of the club. 68, was it 68? So anyway, that year, Kiwanis International was having their international conference in Toronto, Canada. And I guess Dad is president, he's going, and so we're going to make this a family vacation. We did a lot of camping. We had a little pull-along trailer, and so we travel up to Toronto. Reverend Charlie Bomboy, some of you may remember Reverend Bomboy, great guy. He was there, I'm not sure in what capacity, but representing the club. And you know, I'm 8 or 9 years old at that point, and I remember sitting in Maple Leaf Garden. This is the old Maple Leaf Garden, you know, how you know, the cradle of professional hockey, and being at this convention, watching in the stands what's going on. Well, one evening, we looking for something to do, whatever. They have a harness track in Toronto at that time, and we went to the harness track. The family went to the, I don't know if Reverend Bomboy was with us, but we went to the harness track. Something to do, kind of exciting, watch the horses. And so Dad says, hey, all right, everybody, kids, pick a horse and I'll put some money down and see what happens. Maybe you'll win. The race goes, my horse wins. Great. You know, I'm excited. Turn to my mother, I say, where's my money? She says, your father put it on the next race. And so these are the kind of memories I have with Kiwanis. You know, but all in all, I just want to thank you all. It's been great, great presentation, great words. Really, you know, as a family, we're so proud. This is nothing new. We understand this. Roger's, you know, our father is a great guy, great husband, father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. And so we're just pleased that we can be here and share it with them. So thank you so much.
All right, at this point, Kathy, would you like to take things away here to offer up a few things on our behalf to Raj?
Roger, it gives me great pleasure to have you come forward.
Thank you.
And receive the Legion of Honor plaque given to Roger Connors II. He has been a Kiwanian for a period of 63 years, as shown by the official organization records, and he is further known that a member is hereby awarded distinctive recognition and has the admiration and gratitude of this club, the District and Kiwanis International Kiwanis Club of Easton. Congratulations.
Thanks, Kathy.
And you just stay right here.
Okay.
I like to form acrostics of people's names. And I came up with some ideas.
Oh, wow.
So,
Hope it's good.
in case I forget, I have sheet here. Okay. Are ready to serve. Oh, on the go. Let's see. G, giver of his time, talents, and substance to the Kiwanis Club of Easton and Kiwanis Club of International. E, enthusiastic, and last but not least, are remembered by all the lives you have touched in your 62 years of being a Kiwanis member. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Everybody take your pen, which is your favor, and this is what I want you to do. Take the top off, press down, it lights up.
Wow.
And now you can read what I said to the printing company, my memories of. Who would like to read it? Would you like to read it?
For me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Roger, you are the guiding star of 62 years for Kiwanis and the children whose lives you have touched. Thank you. Oh, that's really neat.
Thanks, Kathy. You can tell she's an educator. Thanks, Kathy. Appreciate it.
Sure. Okay, who remembers? What does R stand for in his name?
Ready.
Ready. What does O stand for? On the move, on the go, yes. And G, what does G
Giver.
stand for? Giver, right. E. E, enthusiasm, and R, remembering. Thank you.
Wow.
And our very last,
This is cool.
we say the best to last. So this is our crystal to present to
Wow.
you. Thank you, Roger, for your many years of dedication and philanthropic endeavors.
Isn't that nice? Wow, that is pretty.
And congratulations for becoming a lifetime Kiwanis member. Kiwanis Club of Easton.
A lot. Boy, oh boy, that was great. I really liked it. That is pretty.
I think we're finally down to our guest of honor who can speak a little bit, a lot.
Yeah, I'm just
whatever
going
he
to
wants
rip a couple of brief words, that's all, Scott. Well, let me thank everybody for coming, first of all. And you know by now that the joy of my life is my family. These are my pride and joy. But one thing I wanted to mention was that it is 62 years. Now, that's a long time. And you might recall that this is kind of a rerun because in let's see, we had a legacy dinner, which a lot of you attended here, and they honored a lot of Kiwanians along with me at that time. And it's just as kind of a rerun today, but that was a bigger event, but you were the best going to the game today. The other ones, I don't know what happened to them. But I want to mention that Bill Walters, I mean, he's a great guy. He's Mr. Kiwanis, not me. And with things he's done today, which you've seen on the screen and heard, and all these people, they don't have to write obituaries, they don't have to do any of this stuff. It's all already done already. But anyhow, let me tell you that the record in Kiwanis is not my record. It's a record by the name of Cyrus Fleck Sr. He was a president of Mac Printing Company. Now, Cy was a great guy in Kiwanis. His record is 79 years as a member. Mine's a piker compared to his. But you know, if I try to beat his record, I'd only have to be 103. But I'm going to go for it. I'm going to shoot for it. But don't count on, don't bet on it.
We'll bet on the next race.
There you go. Bet on a winner. Also, let's see. I need a couple notes when you get to Maiji. I need a lot of notes. Kiwanis event I had. For many of you who attended that legacy event, might have heard some of this. So it's a rerun. If you heard it before, you just got to bear with me. In 1950, I attended the International Kiwanis Convention in Atlantic City with my father and my family. My father was preparing to become the president of Kiwanis for the following year. So that's an early time. I was 13 years old. Not many people can say that. These are just things, little facts that might be interesting. Let's see. I was president in 1969, and I have been still a member of the board of directors of the Kiwanis Foundation, which we give away money every year to the Eastern community. It's something that I really enjoy doing, and my friend Ken Wildrick, who's our president, an outstanding president of the foundation, wrote me a very nice message this morning. People often ask me, why do you like best about Kiwanis? And I said it's because they serve the community, they serve the people, the kids in the community, and I think that's what you all have to strive for. Somebody, whether it's Kiwanis, Rotary, Lions, I don't care what organization it is. It's not only Kiwanis, it's these organizations that you have to help the people, the kids in your community. That's important. Whether you're a coach, a little league, or whatever, these are the things that you have to do. I believe in that. So Kiwanis in Easton has been a mainstay for over 60 years in my life. I've been here for a lot of meetings and a lot of events and spent a lot of money. But the guy, Bill Walters, he's the guy. If it wouldn't be for him, we would all have trouble, because he's an electronic genius. He does all these things, and he's a lot of help, but he's the guy. Not me, not anybody else here. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh, I know one thing I wanted to tell you about. One of the most important things, you can hear me without this, I don't need that, I don't like, is the people you meet in Kiwanis. This is what I have learned. By just sitting like you are talking today, at the meetings you meet people that are so interesting. You learn so much about people, about your community, about things happening. And I want to give you one really good example. There was a fellow in Kiwanis by the name of, and you won't know this is a long time ago, Norman A. Peel Jr. Norm was a great Kiwanian, very good friend of mine. And what I wanted to tell you was, sitting like you are today at a meeting in 1963, and that's when interest rates were high, the economy was in bad shape. I'm sitting next to Norm at a meeting, and I said, Norm, I think I got a problem. I said, my kids are all going to go to college next year starting, my first, and I got to be in trouble. How am I going to pay for all this? He says, Rod, don't worry. Why don't you just take out a student loan like I did? I go, that's a good idea. So he's talking to me, and I did what he said, and it all worked out fine. But you got to know Norm. Norm was something else. Norm graduated from Wharton School, University of Pennsylvania, in economics. Then he went on to get his doctorate in law at Temple University. And then he became a CPA. What more do I say about a guy like that? Who can do that? But the thing I liked about Norm, he was like you people, ordinary. Every morning, Norm would walk to work. Now, Norm lived in Hillcrest in Phillipsburg. He would walk from his house down across the old bridge, up Northampton Street, reading a book or a magazine or some law journal without looking around. He just walked and read. Who can do that? He went to the Alpha building where his office was up, halfway up the building, and this guy was amazing. Can you walk that many miles and read a book or a journal without looking around and not get run over? I don't think so. But he was that kind of guy. But these are the kind of people you meet in Kiwanis or Rotary or Lions or any of the organizations that you want to belong to. Learn from those people what they're going to tell you and enjoy them and learn from them. That's the way the world should go around in my book. These are the people that you learn from. One other thing, and then I'll sit down. And Norm was a member for 45 years. He died a few years ago, but these are the people I love. Okay. Oh, the most important thing, by the way, is not how many years you've been in an organization. 63 is just a number. It's what you've done while you're in the organization that counts, not the numbers. These is what you strive for, and this is what you enjoy life. If people ask me what I think success is, I say happiness, success in your business or your family. These are the kind of things that are the media of us today, the Americans and the people in this country. And we got to strive to keep it that way. We got to be together and help each other. That's enough for me. But I also want to point out that Kiwanis as an organization gives away a number of scholarships, a lot of money every year. We give over $10,000 every year to the community, just in financial benefits, as well as scholarships and other things. These things are important. So I hope that you will appreciate what we do, and it's nice that we all take time today to come to an event like this, which makes me feel really good, and I want to thank you all for being here. You are really all super people as far as I'm concerned. Thank you very much for listening.
Roger, thank you for those words. That was a trip down memory lane, but such a great guy. I'm reading a book right now. It's called From Strength to Strength. It's a book about as you grow older, you start to lose your ability to learn new things. But as you start to lose the ability to learn new things, where you fit in is now you've got this wisdom, and it's important that you take that wisdom and pass it on to other folks. So this book is about the transition. Roger, you should be in that book. Your picture should be on the cover of it, because you certainly do exemplify that. Well, thanks so much. Bill and Neil, you guys want to wrap things up here?
And if you've got to write any checks sometime to an organization for a donation for something, always think of the Eastn Kiwanis Foundation. We are a nonprofit. There are some people who, in some clubs, send a check every year for the number of years they've been in the club. Maybe it's something that we start doing. Roger has been a good friend for many, many years in Kiwanis. I hope the photos gave you more of a picture of his involvement and commitment to our Eastn Kiwanis. Some of the pictures didn't show Roger, they showed the children. And that's when we were up at some kind of a preschool up in Southside, giving money the other years ago. We gave them the rug the kids were sitting on and all that. And so I felt that was kind of important. Thank you for being my friend, Roger, but more importantly, thank you for being an Eastn Kiwanian. It's not only in our DNA, it's in our blood.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill.
Well, we'd like to wrap things up, but I've got a couple of things to say to Roger. We did mention, you were head of the foundation for a while, correct?
Yes.
I was at a meeting one day, and Vic Dennis didn't want to be secretary anymore. And I've gotten back at Roger for this, okay? But Roger says, well, Neil would be a good secretary. Now I'm an engineer. Do I want to be a secretary? I got stuck with that job for about 4 years. So thank you, Roger. I appreciate it.
Better you than me.
The only way to get out of that job was by being off the foundation for a year. Okay? And one other comment about Roger. He always has good ideas. I like sitting next to him. He has good ideas for what the club should do. And the other thing I talk to him about, we talk Bucknell and Dayton basketball. So,
all the time.
We do that all the time. But I'd like to recognize the committee. I mean, Kathy, Walt, Sue, Scott, Bill, myself, for putting this together. We had fun doing it. We had several meetings, and it came off. Now I can relax because the video was up there and it didn't fail. Other than that, Roger, good luck. You've raised a son who dresses very nicely. Okay?
Every generation improves.
Yeah, well, he got the memo of what to wear today. All right, so thank you everybody for coming, and safe travels home. And we'd like to
Thank you.
Roger, it's been a long time since we sang the song to you, Welcome to Kiwanis. 63 years. So I think what What do you think? We give him a quick round of welcome to Kiwanis? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Welcome to Kiwanis. Welcome to Kiwanis.
It's hello and how do you do? We're glad to have you and we're glad to see you. Just to join our friendly group at noon. True as friendship in this world of ours. Welcome to Kiwanis.
Welcome to Kiwanis.
And to you the best of cheer.
All right. How about a rising vote of thanks for Mr. Roger Thomas?
All right.
Together we'll strive our task to fulfill. And when we see what we've done for kids,